Jack still there? Is the Jack still talking to you?
I don't know. No.
Right, animations, jump shot, I didn't think I've got, jump shot I think I've got 22 on. Yeah, my jump shot 22.
Alright, 2 seconds. Jump shot is what?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
No.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Well, for San Antonio, after splitting their first 2 games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. And guys, still some time left till tip-off. Let's talk scoring. Kenny, how did you look to establish yourself at that end of the floor, and when did you know you were in for a big night?
Well, for me, it was just about getting the basketball in the right areas of the floor, either off the dribble or off the pass. So if I knew if I got to certain areas of the floor, I was going to be able to score and have a big night. The defense...
Dribble pull big. Spin jumper.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Doris Burke will be reporting from the sidelines. Last game for the Hornets, the loss to Jarrell Wright. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for San Antonio. On the court for San Antonio. Mozgov is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then there's Anderson. Then it's Green. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Kawhi Leonard. Coming off a terrific season. Averaged 17 points a game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes natural.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable. They are really doing a nice job establishing a presence inside early.
And watch, Clark, how the game plays out, because this is going to open things up on the perimeter.
Pass to Muhammad. Lets it fly from 18. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. For San Antonio, they've gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. And that one's good. Aldridge has got his second bucket of the game to go.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Here's Fresh, guarded by Green. Back to Walker. 6 to shoot. Here's Fresh. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
Well, I think he kind of alligator-armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Leonard, no luck.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
And it's going to be a 3-second call. And some changes here for the Hornets. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Johnson comes in for Ilyasova. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Walker. San Antonio also making some changes. Spates checked in for Mozgov. West comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. And Fournier subbed in for Daniel Green. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Leonard. And that one comes up a bit short.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
Jack passes to Holmes. Rebound, San Antonio. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And in that game, guys, their 3-point shooting really was their own worst enemy. Even when they got the open looks, they just had an inability to knock them down.
And guys, you've seen it happen to every team. You have to be a threat from beyond the arc nowadays, and if your team goes cold, it really can sabotage your game.
Inside, 11 feet away, and it's good off the back of the rim and in. Spates has got his first basket of the night. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Fires from the wing. Johnson, good.
And that putback's about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Anderson outside. Out to the right wing. Spates with it. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. So at the end of 1 quarter of plays. And Spurs head coach Greg Popovich, very demanding. Throughout the years, he was hardest on his point guard, Tony Parker. And here's what Parker had to say about that.
My first 3-4 years, it was tough sometimes.
Even though it seems like that was a very long time ago now, you hear Tony. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Jefferson's checked in for Kaminsky. Hawes comes in for Amir Johnson. Muhammad, he's checked in for Darrell Wright. And Fresh subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Spates. Aldridge comes in for Boris Diaz. Leonard, he's checked in for Anderson. And it's Green in for Fournier. Holmes in at shooting guard. Al Jefferson out there with Spencer Hawes. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. So that's the Hornets 5. Jefferson dishes to Muhammad. Shot clock at 6. Pulls from the top of the key. Fresh can't get it to go. San Antonio leading by 5. Leonard attacking. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. With the break in the action, here is the 2K leaderboard to show us the league's best shooting teams last season. In the 3rd spot, the Spurs.
Hard to shoot the ball any better than they did. I mean, they weren't the best in the league, but man, they were right there.
And the first one at the line is good.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Boy, it certainly appears to be the case, Greg. I mean, they've spent a lot of time at the foul line this quarter, and that's the result of attacking the rim and being physical.
David West, he's checked in for Mozgov. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
Parker drives in, up off the screen, and Aldridge slams it in.
Boy, that was a thing of beauty by Parker.
Hornets trail by 7. And Walker kicks to Muhammad. Passes to Holmes. Got a piece of it. Lets it go from 11. Jefferson, that's good. Jefferson's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Boy, they really started to come on here in the 2nd.
Clark, it's about how much more focused they look offensively here. They're trying to make up some ground.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing.
So we've reached the end of the first.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The second half just about to get going here.
We've seen LaMarcus Aldridge getting it.
Entirely new group. In now for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Johnson comes in for Ilyasova. Fresh is checked in for Darrell Wright. And Jarrett Jack is subbed in for Kemba Walker. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Mozgov. Diaw comes in for LaMarcus Aldridge. Anderson, he's checked in for Daniel Green. And Evan Fournier subbed in for Parker. On the court for San Antonio. Leonard the 3 and Diaw the 4. Anderson is out there with Evan Fournier. And it's Spates in at the pivot spot manning the middle.
His eyes were wide open there, guys. Excellent vision to see they had an open shot outside and get it there.
Charlotte moving it around. Here's Holmes. Another shot, and it's good. Walk through contact, hits the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
And finally, they've fought themselves back to even the score. We've got a new ball game here now.
And really, all the momentum is theirs, making such a strong comeback. So I think you've got to really feel good about their chances the rest of the way.
Here's Kaminsky. Good, and Jack gets the assist. Jack's got 3 assists in the game. The Spurs have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. It's Anderson with the drive, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. That's a foul on Charlotte. The Spurs have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts.
And look back a season ago, they did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
And you know, a lot of times, guys, in some of their performances last year, their free throw numbers helped them win games.
Muhammad, the pass to Holmes. Johnson outside. He dishes it to Muhammad. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Holmes, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off the shot. 24-second violation.
And a moment now to see the stats for Anderson. Last season's performance for him. Last season put up about 5 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he'd like to put last year behind him, hoping for a much better showing this time around.
Yeah, it was a year to forget, clearly. Clean slate now, though. He just needs to stay positive.
San Antonio making a switch here. West is checked in. Muhammad. The rebound by Anderson.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Dishes to West. Low block shot on the way. Bounces high off the rim and drops. West has got his first points of the night. Holmes passes to Kaminsky. Here's Johnson. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Johnson's got the game tied up here for the Hornets.
Boy, this defense is getting eaten up on the inside, guys, giving up far too many free runs to the rim.
And they haven't been able to return the favor with their offense in the paint because that has not been up to par. Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Johnson the screen, and it's blocked. West a screen on Jack to the right side. Dion. And it comes off the front of the rim. The Hornets have gone 8 of 16 in the third quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Jack's shot is good. 59 seconds left in the third quarter. Anderson against Jack. Anderson kicks it to West. Feeds it to Diaw. Spades dishes to Fournier. Drains the three-pointer. And the Spurs lead by 1. Clark, third quarter here, and 5 lead changes so far.
Yeah, it's really been a bit of a tug of war. Back and forth we go.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Here's Holmes, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skills as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
Boy, that's a nice surge for them just when they needed it in a game that was so tight. You know, he's always thinking. That's what I like about him. Spotted the open man and immediately changed out of his shot and gave it up.
Outside Jack. And Charlotte again with the bucket.
And that's definitely a shot that he has in his arsenal.
Anderson. Shot is off. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Welcome back. As we get rolling once more, the fourth quarter right ahead in what's been. And so it's San Antonio who's straight.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan player of the game, LaMarcus Aldridge. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed. Let's go to Kenny. What'd you think about his performance?
When LaMarcus Aldridge gets rolling, it's always going to be a tough night.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, we'll see the Charlotte first 4 games. They've been a confident-looking team since the end of the preseason. Well, Charlotte has seen some players come and go over the last couple of years. When you look at this composition of this Hornets team, Shaq, which player do you think is most vital to their success?
Well, Al Jefferson, a.k.a. Baby Fundamentals, is their leader on the floor, on and off the court. From a pure numbers standpoint, Ernie, he's the guy giving the team the highest offensive production.
Hey, don't forget about Kemba Walker, man. And we forget about him when we talk about handles in the NBA. He's in the top 5. He's not 1, 2, or 3, but he's in the top
10,
5.
not top 5.
He's in the top.
Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin. Entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Ilyasova comes in for Johnson. Fresh is checked in for Jarrell Wright. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Walker. Orlando also making some changes. Chris Middleton's checked in for Gibson. And it's Victor Oladipo in for Elfrid Payton. So on the floor for Orlando, Harris at the 4, Vucevic in the middle. Oladipo is out there with Chris Middleton, and it's Wallace in at the small forward.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
Right wing. Jack passes to Holmes. There's the pass to Ilyasova. 5 on the clock. Charlotte moving the ball around. Here's Jack. It's hauled in by Harris.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Picked by Vucevic. Fires for 3. That's good for Wallace on the assist by Oladipo. And that's 13 points for Wallace.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
String music scorching those nets. How long can they keep this up, though? Boy, I love the great assist that time by Jack.
Wallace outside. Kicks it to Middleton. Fires the 3. Here's Vucevic, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. The Magic have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
And team stats last season.
Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Miles Plumlee. Harris comes in for Aaron Gordon. Wallace is checked in for Chris Middleton. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Victor Oladipo. So on the floor for Orlando, Elfrid Payton is out there with Wallace. Then there's Tobias Harris. And it's Vucevic. And it's Gibson in at the 4 spot. And it's Harris off the drive. The shot no good.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Wright. That falls. Nice. Speed that time from Walker. Wright's got 5.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Pass to Walker. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The Hornets have had a disappointing game so far from the line. Only 3 free throws made. Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for the Magic. He hits the second from the line. 3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Payton outside. Harris a screen on Walker. Payton kicks to Harris. Harris missing again.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
And he gets it to go. Wright's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. And you look at Johnson, you know what you're going to get from him day in and day out.
You know, nobody said this guy couldn't miss last season, and because he was such a good percentage shooter, one of the best in the league, his teammates always were looking for him. Oladipo has been too much to handle. He's got 8 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
Johnson the screen to the paint, off the pick. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, nice, strong finish there. Nearly a three-point opportunity.
Full throttle, pedal to the metal, attacking basketball. I like that.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Magic.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And they've also gotten a big boost in the early going tonight with their productivity at the free throw line. Really a sign of aggression.
2 minutes remaining in the period.
And it's Vucevic missing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
Walker, the shot is off. Some solid defense from Harris. And now Orlando on the break. And Jefferson sends it back. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The Hornets have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far. He's off on the first. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for fresh. And to change for the Magic. Fernandez is checked in. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. Magic lead by 17. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, guys, I'm here with...
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to... Fresh is checked in for the Hornets.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll watch the Charlotte Hornets in this one as they go up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Checking out Oklahoma City, they come into this game having won 3 straight, looking to make it 4. We'll see if they can get it done. We will be watching Russell Westbrook in this one, and we hear from so many players and coaches who all say Westbrook has the mindset of the greats. What does that mean to you, Shaq?
You know, he plays with the swagger and the confidence. You know, a lot of guys in the league do not possess that. And he's a complete alpha player on the court. He's a big guy, a dominant big guy in a little man's body.
No, he's a dominant little guy with a big heart. So I would say, I don't like to be
The starting lineup of the visiting Charlotte Hornets. At the shooting.
And welcome everyone to another presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg alongside. It's Muhammad. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Setting the floor for the Hornets. Holmes in a 2-guard. Amir Johnson is out there with Al Jefferson. Then it's Terrell Wright. And it's Walker in a point. And Jefferson sends it back. And Wright kicks to Walker. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
And off to a strong start offensively. He's got a nice touch.
It's O.J. Mayo on the wing. It's Durant with the drive. That's good. Durant's got 8 points.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Quality looks they're getting, and they're capitalizing on them, guys. They have to be happy with this start offensively.
Takes it from 10. Westbrook, no good. Last outing for Charlotte was a loss to the Magic.
And really, given how they performed offensively, guys, they just never had a chance.
Yeah, and you can see their frustration growing and growing as they continue to come up empty on their possessions. By the end, they were just happy to watch the clock wind down and move on.
Steven Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Morrow comes in for O.J. Mayo. Charlotte also making some changes. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Ilyasova comes in for Amir Johnson. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Kemba Walker. Holmes. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Rebound by Ilyasova.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim. Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
You know, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. Now we get a chance to check out Kevin Durant. Coming off a terrific season, first in scoring, 5th in three-point shooting, and his passing skills were on full display all year. He ranked among the top 15 in assists.
Yeah, and that's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him, and you really can't contain him.
Looking at who's out there now for the Thunder. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. And it's Payne in for Russell Westbrook. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Paz is checked in. Hornets trail by 8. Jack up on top. Lets it go from 11, and he drops that one in.
And that trip played out perfectly for them.
2-for-1 chance here.
Let's see if they use the clock to their advantage.
Here's McGarry, guarded by Hawes. McGarry, no luck.
I tell you what, for what's really an elementary shot, he looked a little nervous on that release.
15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kaminsky dishes to Jack. 4 on the shot clock. Puts it up from 12. Again, the Hornets score.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Durant for three, and released it in time, but it's... And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of... Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but... New group in here for the Thunder. Adams, he's checked in for Cantor. Baca comes in for Mitch McGarry. Durant's checked in for Anthony Morrow. And Russell Westbrook has subbed in for Payne. Ilyasova, he's checked in for the Hornets. Fresh comes in for Jarrett Jack. And Charlotte, looking at who they've got. Holmes, he's in a shooting game. Shabazz Muhammad is out there with Ilyasova. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Kaminsky in at the 5, roaming the paint. Good!
Guys, that time you went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
The Thunder leading by 4. Westbrook passes to Ibaka. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And it's 8 points for Serge Ibaka.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
Tries from the block, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. Shots good by Walker. Walker's got 12 points in the game.
No hesitation at all right there. Just right up against a much bigger defender.
Man, and I love that fearlessness, that aggressive attitude. Boy, I love watching guys play with that kind of abandon and freedom, Greg. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Shot, high post. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Westbrook kicks to Mayo. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Mayo's got his second bucket of the game to go.
There it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just...
The third quarter now beginning, both sides. Oklahoma City, McGarry's checked in for a box.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Indiana Pacers. Checking out the Pacers, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight. Al Jefferson played for several teams in his NBA career, but no matter what uniform he has on, he is a load, a real handful, Kenny.
Well, he could shoot the mid-range, Ernie, and that's probably his biggest asset. And, you know, then he could take you down.
Welcome to the weekend, everybody. Let's get it going with NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg. Bridge here. Turner's checked in. And then for Charlotte, Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Ilyasova comes in for Johnson. And Fresh subbed in for Darrell Wright. And Charlotte looking at who they've got. Holmes in a 2-guard. Kaminsky out there with Ilyasova. Then there's Muhammad. And it's Walker in at the 1 spot. Ilyasova passes to Holmes. It's stolen by Hill. Here's Ellis. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Ellis has got his first basket of the night. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Nate McMillan. And Doris, what did he tell you?
Kevin, when I asked him about their game plan on the defensive end, he said they were looking to clog things up in the middle of the floor and not allow any clear looks at the basket from inside the paint. He feels if they can accomplish that, they'll have the upper hand on defense. Let's see how it plays out, Kevin.
Always great to hear from you, Doris.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Lee with the steal. 1:51 left to play here in the first. George hacks a 2-pointer. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Here's Fresh. He's guarded by Hill. And once more, he gets it. Another bucket from Holmes.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do about that move. That's just good offense. They were all over him, and he still managed to drain.
And it's Turner off the drive. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
Yeah, major problems at the charity stripe in that game. They just could not convert their free throws.
And that makes it hard. Makes it hard to win, especially on the road. Of course.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Whiteside's checked in for Turner. Lee comes in for Mike Scott. Paul George, he's checked in for C.J. Miles. And it's Ellison for Jared Bayless. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson is checked in for Kaminsky. Johnson comes in for Spencer Hawes. Wright, he's checked in for Ilyasova. And Fresh subbed in for Shabazz Muhammad. On the floor for Charlotte, Holmes. He's in at shooting guard. Wright is out there with Amir Johnson. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Jefferson in at the center position. Rivers kicks to George. Whiteside sets the pick for George. And Wright pulls it down.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Charlotte in the lead. Here's Fresh. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
The Hornets shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. George Hill's checked in for Austin Rivers. And he can't hit the second. Pacers have gone 2 of 5 from the field here in the second quarter, shooting 40%. Here's Ellis. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2 for 6 start.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Here's Holmes. And it's Whiteside with the rebound. Whiteside's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Ellis dishes to Hill. Ellis, the pass to Lee. Wants to get it to Hill, and does. Use that pick to get in close. And the Pacers lead by 2.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Jack's shot is good. Here's Hill. Not a good performance from him in that loss to Brooklyn. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's George. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Wright's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Pass to Holmes. Johnson the screen. Here's Fresh. Back to Wright. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by George. Hill kicks to Ellis. It's back to Hill. He dishes it to Lee. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Lee's got the lead up to 2 now for Indiana.
This is a tale of 2 quarters here, really. In the first, they had trouble converting their possession. I think their field goal percentage was a tad over 20%. But they've shot themselves out of that slump. And now they have the lead and look to be in a good place offensively.
Stolen by Ellis. Plays it in off the breakaway. And now a 4-point Pacer lead. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for Indiana?
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off fast break.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And, you know, the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Throw good, Paul George. So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Turner's checked in. Both teams will make substitutions. And so that brings the first half to a close.
David, you guys struggled a bit early on. Tell us what changed as that first half progressed.
Well, once again, it's all going to be about our defense. We didn't have a great shooting half, and we're still in the ballgame. It's just a matter of us getting stops and rebounds. We did that better in the second quarter.
Hanging.
All right, listen closely, man. I've got a few things to touch on. We're going to turn this from...
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no... Charlotte making some changes. Fresh comes in for Shabazz Muhammad. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Kemba Walker. David Lee is out there with Whiteside. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Ellis. And it's Hill in at the point. That's the Pacers' 5. Lee kicks to Hill. Just 5 to shoot. Screen by Lee. The drive by Hill. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
That's his second personal foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
George Hill at the line for 2.
Both shots good from the stripe. Hornets trail by 5. Pass to Holmes. Johnson at the elbow. Some nice pass in here by Charlotte to the middle. No good. Good D by Lee. Looking at the last game for the Indiana Pacers, it was a loss to Brooklyn.
You know what? A lot of three-pointers, but for me more so, it was the shot selection on those three-pointers. I just felt like they were just too trigger-happy from downtown.
You know, Greg, sometimes you're able to shoot your way out of the slump, but they just kept making things worse. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
No good on the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Right side. Holmes passes to Jack. Good work defensively by Whiteside.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Outside Hill. Shot clock at 6. Ellis. That falls. Nice speed that time from George. 8 points for Monte Ellis.
And the advantage they have starting to increase. Things are coming together for them at a really opportune time.
You know, they don't want to let them hang around too long here. I agree with you. I mean, it's best to go ahead and build that lead here in the third. Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Soft touch off the glass. Ellis has got the lead up to 8 now for Indiana.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting exactly the kind of looks their coach drew up.
Indiana making some changes. Turner's checked in for Lee, and it's Rivers in for George Hill. Kaminsky is checked in for Charlotte. Rivers dishes to Whiteside. Nobody near George. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Stolen by Rivers. Ellis kicks to George, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it, too, Kevin. Go hard.
Oh! Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
And that was Kia bringing you the close-up on the big-time play.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now, coming out of the court are your teammates.
Some changes for Indiana.
They have a chance to tie it up.
A 3-ball will do just that.
And Charlotte looking who they've got. Holmes in at point guard. Johnson is out there with Wright. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Mohammed.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet as we present our Jordan player of the game, Paul George.
Well, Paul George showing us again tonight why he is one of the premier wing players in the NBA. We know that defensively he's always going to do the job, but he's just as valuable on the other end, scoring off the catch.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
Jack, you still there, bro?
Wow, I'm only in the second quarter. Did I just quit the game?
It's only got 2 quarters, hasn't it?
What?
I thought it only had 2 quarters, wasn't it? Like half a game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. Alright. The earn coin and VC in Rookie League.
I think so, but just not a lot. Yeah, you do, yeah, not a lot.
I'm taking 3, even. I scored 3.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow, that was a fun job. Meg.
I don't care, I'm just quitting that game.
Yeah, Snake a Harlem, man.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, I mean, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. In this game, we'll see the Charlotte Hornets going up against the Boston Celtics. Well, for Boston, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. Well, Boston had been in a bit of a rebuild since the end of the days of the Big Three. Last season, they got back into the postseason. Shaq, where do you see this team going in the next few years?
Well, they have great guards to build around, and they can continue to be big players in the free agency for the next few seasons. They got to make all the right moves. Their president, I played for him. He's a
It's the NBA. Welcome to our Sunday night broadcast here on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Washington was their last stop where they beat. New group in now for Charlotte. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Ilyasova comes in for Johnson. Fresh is checked in for Wright. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Kemba Walker. On the court right now for the Celtics, we've got Jay Crowder. Thomas is out there with Neely. Then there's Al-Farouq Aminu, and it's Holt in at the 5 spot.
I'm falling. I'm seeing him. I can get those.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Neely gets the bucket. For Charlotte, they've gone just 2 of 8 shooting so far, just 25%. And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession. Now we'll go to DB, who had a chance to talk with head coach Brad Stevens. Doris?
The frustration was evident in his voice when I asked him about the way their season had been developing. He told me we've been learning the hard way that anything less than a 100% effort is not going to get it done. I want to see my guys a lot hungrier than they have been. That would certainly help, gentlemen.
Thanks again, Doris. Thomas against Jack. Hangs in the air, and he sinks the layup.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Passes to Holmes. Feeds it to Ilyasova. Plays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, you're making things far too easy for him when you let him get it that deep.
I echo that. Ditto. I mean, you've got to do your work early to try to keep him out of the post. Fight him a little bit. Keep him away from that spot he wants.
And he gets it to go. Thomas got his second bucket of the night.
Oh, such a field shot there. The floater.
Pass to Kaminsky. Stolen away. Outside Thomas. His shot is good. Scores his 3rd basket in 6 tries. Shooting 50%.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Good. Here's Neely. And that's not going to go. And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Celtics lead by 2. Let's take a quick break. And Amir Johnson re-signed in Toronto. He's been a big part of this team for years, and he talked about their great fan support in Toronto. A lot of fans south of the border in the U.S. are surprised. Entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Kaminsky, he's checked in for Jefferson. Hawes comes in for Johnson. Shabazz Muhammad's checked in for Wright, and Fresh subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So Boston going with almost an entire new grouping. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Len. Crowder comes in for Damari Carroll. Young's checked in for Bradley. And Neely subbed in for Thomas. Time now for an injury report. Let's check in with Doris Burke for an injury update on Jarrett Jack. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. I got some news from the Hornets' head athletic trainer. It doesn't seem like too drastic of an injury. If he were to miss significant time, it would really hurt this team that depends on him for so many things. Guys, time will tell.
Okay, Doris, sounds like he won't be out for too long.
Well, hopefully that's the case, Kevin, and he'll be back before long.
On the floor for Boston, we've got Neely. Jay Crowder out there with Aminu, and it's Young, and it's Sullinger, and at the pivot spot, manning the middle. guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Shot's good by Walker.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
It's Sullinger with the drive. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Here's Holmes. And that basket pushes the lead to double digits. And now it's an 11-point Charlotte lead. Neely the pass to Young. Plenty of space. Boston again missing.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Crowder with it. He's picked up by Walker. And Aminu kicks to Crowder. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Hornets leading by 11. Here's the pick. Here's Fresh, defended by Young. Kaminsky, the pass to Holmes. Shot clock at 5. Can't get it to go.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
This is to Sullinger. The fader. The shot, no good.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there.
What a name in the son Nemo. Imagine how much you would get bullied at school.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Freak really made it. Entirely new.
I've watched all of that 7 Fast and Furious movies, and not once did none of this stuff at a fast food.
Yet. Still got to join yours.
Is this guy?
It's this other guy, that's class.
Better than you?
Yeah, by far. Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 brown shirts.
He's one of them people that, you know, when you see them make like that half-court shot, like contested, like he's one of those sort of guys.
Yeah.
He's quick as hell.
I actually kind of like being tall down.
Oh, are you changing to Disney Park?
Yeah. I'll try. I've lost 0 and 10, so I might as well. Are you going to try and join mine?
Aye. Oh wow, I just realised I just joined your last one, so I've just joined the one that you just left.
Oh, crap.
It's alright, it's good.
So what one should I pick? Should I pick the Rough Riders?
Maybe he'll just work. If you don't want to say that, you can always just come back. You don't lose anything, you know.
What?
If it doesn't like work, then you know, just come back. You don't lose anything.
Yeah, apart from like a level.
No, because you're already like bottom one, so.
What?
If you don't lose your level.
Wait a sec. I've got a prize. I have to visit the kiosk. Like that.
Don't have a clue. Look at that, 9,860 dunks.
Oh my. Yeah, all the people in here are definitely better looking.
Yeah, I know, the 10 times better. And they win every single competition that's there. I really wish I could change now, but like, I'm kinda... already, like pro. Sorry, All-Star 2. So, well, about to be All-Star 2. Well, All-Star 1.5. Oh my, you joined that before I joined. Oh my god, you managed to abandon the park you were already at. Go back to the home screen, join a new park, and then load into that before I've just loaded.
It looks so much better. Isn't it?
They've got 1v1v1s as well. I don't like them that much, but they're pretty cool.
Oh, it looks pretty cool. 1v1.
It does look pretty cool, but it's basically like at most point it'd be like 1v2. Sorry, 2v1.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Los Angeles Lakers as they go up against the Charlotte Hornets at Time Warner Cable Arena. Taking a look at the Hornets, the season hasn't started the way they had expected it to and have come up against some very difficult matchups. Still plenty of time, of course, to make adjustments, and tonight's game will be another opportunity to try to build that confidence this team needs. Got a couple of minutes here before tip-off. Let's talk about the best of the best. The category this time around, ball handling. Kenny, who's got the best handle?
The best handle in the league right now? Oh, easily. Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry. I'm going Kyrie.
Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by my colleagues Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And here we go, the battle between conferences. It's the East versus West, where the Charlotte Hornets. Kaminsky comes in for Amir Johnson. And Fresh subbed in for Jarrell Wright. Taking a look at the Lakers. They've got Roy Hibbert. Eichel, Kid Gilchrist out there with Randall. Then there's Lewis Williams. And it's Russell in at the point. Here's the teardrop. And Jefferson sends it back. Here's Holmes and Hibbert with the block. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Russell. Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession.
And here's a look at some stats for Walker. Last season's performance for him averaged about 11 points a game, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Russell with it. Now defended by Muhammad. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Looking at who's out there now for the Hornets. Ilyasova, he's checked in for Jefferson. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Walker. The Lakers have gone 4 of 10 shooting the ball here in the first quarter. Shots good from Young.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Holmes passes to Kaminsky. Here's Fresh, guarded by Porter. Charlotte no good that time either.
Just cannot find the rhythm. Still yet to hit a shot this quarter.
Down low, deflects the pass. And here we go. Fast break. Jack's got it. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead. They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Young. Hornets with the rebound. Their last game, a win against Boston, looking to carry it into this one.
You know, they played well enough to win, but to be honest with you, I just felt like their opponent's defensive performance was shaky at best.
Yeah, I'd go along with that, Greg. I mean, the game wasn't handed to them, but they definitely didn't have to work as hard for it as they should have.
Here's Fresh, guarded by Porter. Here's Muhammad. Again, the Hornets score.
Tell you what, he's 3 of 4 now. Looks like his game's on offensively.
Now, here is Young. Muhammad covering. 11 feet away. Here's Hibbert. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Lakers have gone 0 for 1 at the line. This is their second trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first one. And the Lakers making a change here. For the Hornets. Fresh is checked in for Wright. And Walker subbed in for Jarrett Jack. So the Lakers 5 right now. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Roy Hibbert. And it's Young. And it's Morgan in at the point. Here's Holmes. And Charlotte again with the bucket. 1:22 left now here in the second. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Celtics put on a show. He dropped 14 points, and he was on target the whole contest. Very few misses from him all night. He couldn't have shot the ball much better as he came very close to having a flawless shooting performance when it was all said and done. A pretty good night, Kevin.
Good job as always, Doris. Thank you, guys. What was your take on his performance?
Kevin, I really felt like he left it all out on the floor. I'll say this. It was a great, hard, charging effort.
Guys, when he's on, nobody's more fun to watch. And he was definitely on in that game.
Not sure if they're aware of the 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, they ought to be. I mean, that's basic basketball time management. You've got to be aware of your clock and your situation.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Outside, Kidd-Gilchrist. Can't cash in from close range.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
No good. Great D that time from Hibbert.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. With 1 on the clock. And the first half comes.
Gentlemen, I'm here with Roy Hibbert and Roy.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Group in now for Charlotte. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Ilyasova comes in for Johnson. Fresh is checked in for Muhammad. And Jarrett Jack has subbed in for Kemba Walker. Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Brandon Bass is checked in for Hibbert. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Kidd-Gilchrist. Justin Holiday's checked in for Williams. And it's Nick Calathis in for Russell. Holmes, he's in at shooting guard. Ilyasova out there with Kaminsky. Then it's Jarrett Jack. And it's Wright in at the small forward position. So that's the Hornets 5. That's good. Fresh has got the lead up to 7 now for Charlotte. In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Calathis. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Off the screen. Pass. Good. Great play by Calathis to set it up.
Great rise and dime there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
Here's Fresh, guarded by Holiday. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Charlotte.
From mid-range, it's been a very nice game for them. I mean, they've been finding the bottom of the net a lot.
Yeah, and the other thing also is tonight they've been able to get to the free throw line consistently and also convert big points from the charity stripe.
And there's the 3-second violation. Let's pause to take a look at the teams that really made their opposing teams earn their points a season ago. In second, the Hornets.
You know, Kevin, the players in the league that worry about getting their numbers each night were often disappointed when playing this team last year. They were one of the best at opponents' points allowed per game. They set the bar pretty high for their defense this year.
Outside check, down to 5 on the shot clock, and that one's good. Right.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Lakers trail by 10. Young outside. It's hauled in by Spencer Hawes.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
They're straying away from the three-point game here in the second half. And that's fine as long as they're on the lead and they're getting good shots. They've decided not to take nearly as many three-pointers in this half.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Young with the steal. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Good. That's now 8 points for Otto Porter Jr.
There's that transition offense. Push the ball up the floor. The defense can't get set up. You can get some easy hoops that way.
And that steal made it possible. And if they can use a few more sequences just like that.
Here's Fresh. 12 points for him. That one wide left.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen,
and the final period of play just about to start. Some changes here for the Hornets. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Wright comes in for Ilyasova. And Fresh subbed in for Kemba Walker. The Lakers also changing it up. Young's checked in for Randall. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Nick Calathes in for Lou Williams. Taking a look at the Lakers. Roy Hibbert is out there with Young. Then it's Otto Porter Jr. Then there's Nick Calathes. And it's Russell in at the 1 spot. Holmes passes to Kaminsky. Here's Fresh. And stolen by Russell.
Time definitely not on their side.
They need a very quick bucket, a real quick one.
There's 48 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Hibbert. And now Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Check out the game for Fresh. He's got 13 points, and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of business at the free throw line, not just getting there, but converting.
Julius Randle's checked in for the Lakers. Williams comes in for Nick Calathes. There's 37 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The drive by Russell. Los Angeles with another miss. Here's Holmes. Roy Hibbert with the rebound. And the Lakers with possession here.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
He hits the first one, and that narrows the gap to 7. And so Russell hits them both. And so they foul intentionally. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
going to the line.
And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. "17 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Laces one from 3. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
And stolen by Russell. From deep. No good there. And so it's Charlotte with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but Clark, a win nonetheless.
Yeah, and it appeared to me as though the fans gave them the emotional boost they needed down the stretch, Kevin. This crowd was not going to let this one slip away.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present to you our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker.
You know what, Ernie? I must admit it. I didn't see this coming.
Sports crew. This is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
On the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some BC for you with 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now.
I just want to be the best player I can be.
Episode of NBA 2K TV, we get on the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some BC for you with 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now.
I just want to be the best player I can be.
On this week's episode of NBA 2K TV, we get on the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some BC for you with 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now.
I just want to be the best player I can be.
On this week's episode of NBA 2K TV, we get on the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some BC for you with 2K TV Interactive. Tune in now.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New Orleans Pelicans up against the Charlotte Hornets at Time Warner Cable Arena. For the Hornets, they come in off the loss to Phoenix. This is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. And as we reach the midway point, Kenny, still a lot of games left on the schedule. How do players cope with the wear and tear their bodies go through?
Well, a lot of times when you're mentally or physically tired, you know, you could sit there and all of a sudden you misquote things, you missay things.
How you doing?
What's up, man? About to put on a show tonight.
We'll see about that. My team's ready.
Hey, you better hope so. That's the only chance you got.
I'm going to remember that, freak. It's on.
We'll be bringing you an interconference matchup in this one as the Pelicans make the trip in for this one. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Hart. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Johnson comes in for Ilyasova. And Fresh subbed in for Wright. Chris Kaman is checked in for New Orleans. Anderson comes in for Quincy Pondexter. Setting the floor now for the Pelicans. Holiday at the 1 with Gordon at the 2. Chris Kaman out there with Davis, and it's Anderson in at the small forward position. Here's Holmes. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And really, had they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game, I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success at the line. Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Now we go to Doris Burke, who spoke with Scott Skiles. Doris?
Well, I asked him what strategy they were going to use at the offensive end, and he told me that they did not want to have to rely on their perimeter game. Instead, he plans to exploit what he described as a mismatch on the interior, saying, quote, "We have the talent inside to make things very difficult on them. We're going to use it." Kevin?
Thanks a lot, Doris. Holiday with it. He's picked up by Walker. A 3 from Anderson. Kemba Walker comes up with the loose ball. Out to the wing. Pulls up on the wing. And Charlotte again with the bucket. 1:11 left to play here in the first. Now the dish to Davis. They set the pick. Holiday, the pass to Anderson. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Hornets trail by 3. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Now here's Kaman. He's guarded closely. Kicks it to Gordon. Clock at 6. Holiday with the 3. Pelicans keep it alive. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got 9 points.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Johnson in the corner. Pass to Fresh. Again, the Hornets score. Both teams have it going here early. And one of the rising stars in the NBA is Anthony Davis. His offensive game is growing by leaps and bounds, and he talked about his area of focus. Well, I tell you, you could be an entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Jefferson. Johnson comes in for Ilyasova. Hunter's checked in for Walker. And Fresh subbed in for Jarrett Jack. Holmes, he's in at point guard. Amir Johnson is out there with Spencer Hawes. Then it's Terrell Wright, and it's Hunter in at the 2. So that's the Hornets 5. And here's Anderson for 3. Hornets trail by 4. Here's Holmes, and Davis sends it back. Vasquez with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And it's Anderson that time on the assist by Vasquez. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Pelicans.
Great hustle defensively through the first half, contesting everything and racking up the block shots.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Davis dishes to Vasquez. Davis kicks to Vasquez. They get the rebound. Team. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line. Kaminsky is checked in for Spencer Hawes. New Orleans also making some changes. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Evans. And it's Holiday in for Vasquez. From 13, and that one hits back iron.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Offensive rebound. And it's Kaman missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
That's good. That's 12 points for Freak.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Holiday the pass to Davis. To the wing right side. Here's Kaman. That's tipped, but he recovers it. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Here's Holmes. No good. Now New Orleans will take it the other way.
Oh, a tough quarter for him offensively. He hasn't been able to give his team a lift when they need it.
And goaltending is going to be the call. So they and the first half is now the third quarter have to get going. Hornets. Hawes comes in for Wright, and Fresh subbed in for Hunter. New Orleans making a switch here. So for New Orleans right now, the shot-blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. Then there's Tyreek Evans. Then there's Quincy Pondexter.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Brooke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Suns played really well. He finished with 8 points and did his work from a pair of lines, hitting from both beyond the arc and from the charity stripe. He was just too much to handle as he came off the bench to turn in a great outing, guys. They hope it continues.
All right, thanks, Doris. He's got a lot of positives to take away from that game.
He really does. It was one of his better performances, and that's saying something because we've seen this guy have a lot of good ones.
And you'd have to imagine that he'll be out to build on it, to go one better here tonight.
New Orleans making a switch here. Vasquez comes in.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Here's Holmes. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Vasquez dishes to Evans. It's rebounded by Charlotte, and going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year.
And just couldn't make the most of their meetings last year. Ended up splitting the season series.
Yeah, you know, most teams have games where they wish they could get a mulligan or take it back. Well, last year, their one loss in this series was one I know they wanted back.
Ashik. That falls. Great assist by Vasquez. Ashik's got 6 points.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Holmes passes to Jefferson. Dishes it to Ilyasova. Here's Fresh. And Hawes, now it's off the key. And Davis sends it back. Now here's Vasquez, guarded by Walker. Back to Evans for the 3. That's good. Now it's a 7-point Pelican lead.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far. You know, guys, looking at the Pelicans over the last 10 and how they compare to the rest of the league. 5th in steals, 6th in assists, and they're in the top 10 in rebounding. This is a team that does a good job getting on the glass.
And that ranking in the steals category, airtight perimeter defense, is one of the things that makes this team go. Their aggressiveness, for me, sets them apart.
Here's what Charlotte's going with right now. Kaminsky is checked in for Jefferson. Johnson comes in for Spencer Hawes. And Jared Jack is subbed in for Ilyasova. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for New Orleans?
You know, block shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shot.
And also, guys, they take a lot of pride in their ability to rebound the basketball, especially on the offensive end.
The first free throw is good. White is checked in for Charlotte. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Kaminsky. Ilyasova comes in for Amir Johnson. Hunter's checked in for Kemba Walker. And Fresh subbed in for Jarrett Jack. And then for New Orleans, Gordon comes in for Chris Kaman. And it's Vasquez in for Davis. Holmes in at point guard. Ilyasova out there with Wright. Then there's Al Jefferson. And it's Hunter in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Charlotte.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Pelicans.
It was like watching a three-point shooting contest tonight here, Clark.
I call them warm-up jump shots. I mean, 3 after 3, it paid off for them in the end.
And so checking out their record tonight, it'll mark win number 32 overall.
And in a 2-game season series, you love taking charge of game 1. That's obvious, and exactly what they're doing here tonight against the Hornets.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Gordon. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Passes it to Vasquez. A floater. Anderson's shot is off.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part. Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Here's Vasquez. And the foul called on Freak. That's his first foul.
Freak. That's his first personal foul. 3rd team foul. Substitution on the court.
Kicks it out to Gordon. So we see the Pelicans get the win here. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, gee, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going...
Tyreek, obviously a nice bounce-back win coming off that last game.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaq and the Jet. Eric Gordon. His veteran leadership was the key factor in this game. His years of experience paid off in a big way for them tonight. What are your thoughts, Shaq, on his game tonight?
His play tonight, Ernie, was finally a bright spot for them because, you know, they had a very...
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.
with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some VC for you with 2K Interactive. Tune in now.
I just want to be the best player I can be.
On this week's episode of NBA 2K, we get on the court with Jordan Clarkson, take a dive into my team with Robbie from Two Bros Gaming, and of course have some VC for you with 2K Interactive. Tune in now.
All right, guys, come on. Get to a basket. Let's shoot some free throws. Okay, we're going to get up and down now. I need you all to compete at a high level. Coaches.
D up, D up. Can't stop me. Match up. Match up. Match up. Match up. Swish. Come on, let's bring it.
Okay, we're good on the drills for now. Let's make sure we're getting better every day.